Hello all and welcome to today's topic. And today I want to talk to you about what is the best app that you should be working on during this slower time that we're going through, because it's the time of year, and on top of that we're coming out of COVID. And as you may know, if you've been doing food delivery for a while, during COVID everything just exploded. Everything just picked up, and there was so much money to be made for food delivery drivers because people were locked in their houses and they were not allowed to go anywhere. Therefore, a lot of people jumped on these apps to start getting food delivery so that they could continue to have restaurant food even when they were not allowed to go to the restaurant. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about what is the best app that you should use to make the money that you want to make and to make yourself go through this slower time so that you can continue to get the income that you and your family deserve, and you can continue to get that $25 to $30 an hour that I always talk to you about. So before we get into the topic though, I would like to remind you, I'm going to throw a copy of my metric spreadsheet up here. If you guys haven't downloaded it, go grab a copy of it, because the metric spreadsheet tells you a lot of information. So let's take a look at it here. The first thing that you'll see is you put your start time and your end time, and it calculates the total time that you were on your shift. You also put your miles on there. You also put what you did for each individual app as far as the actual time that you worked on the app, the amount you made on the app, and how many deliveries that you made. So what does this all do? What it does is it tells you, number one, what is your dollars per hour that you are earning while you're out there. If you are keeping track of your dollars per hour and you're implementing changes and strategies that are going to help you improve it, you can see if your dollars are going up over time to see if what you're implementing is working. It also shows you your average dollar per mile. As I always say, I like to see $1.50 and above. Right now I'm somewhere at $1.82 per mile for this whole year, and keeping track of that number is vitally important. It also shows you the amount per delivery that you're averaging. If you're a multi-apper, especially like I am, I use Uber Eats, I use GrubHub, and I use DoorDash, and this shows me how busy I am when I'm out here, because I know what apps keep me the busiest and what pays me the most per delivery. So if I see that number going down, I can know that I need to go into a different area in my marketplace to pick up on the app that pays me the most. So there is the spreadsheet, so make sure you go download it and get your own copy of it so you can keep track of what you are doing and know where you need to improve. I also want to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you look at my channel is geared towards getting you to that $25 to $30 an hour on food delivery apps, and we're actually going to start doing some videos on some other types and streams of income that you can start doing for yourself. If you go back to my first video, I said in that I wanted to start with food delivery because that's what I'm really good at and that's what I'm passionate about. But there's other things that I do too to earn money outside of food delivery, so I'm going to start getting into that also. I'd also like to ask you to like this video so it can get in front of more people and more people will see it. And finally, if you know anyone at all that will benefit from using the education, the information, and the guidance that I provide, feel free to share it with them. And with that, let's get into the topic. Things are slowing down for us in food delivery because it's summertime and the weather is getting warmer and people are out more. Also on the weekends, which is typically the biggest time in my marketplace, I've noticed a huge slowdown, and this is primarily because a lot of people that I deliver to, especially in the more affluent neighborhoods, they're going to the lake or they're going on vacation, or you know, they're not at home and ordering food delivery. So I've seen a definite downturn in the amount of orders that I am getting in my marketplace, and sometimes I'm left scratching my head wondering, is this stuff going away, or is it just this time of year? And, really what it is just like in any business, you've got good times and you've got bad times. Just like I talked to you about in my videos, you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. There's different times of the year and different seasons that you go through that are going to be really good for food delivery, and other times are going to be really bad for delivery. What can you do about it when you run into this situation and you get into a slow time? If you've watched any number of YouTubers, you will hear a lot of YouTubers saying, yeah, we've slowed down, and orders aren't coming in like they were a few months ago. This is because, number one, COVID restrictions are lifting up everywhere, and people are able to go out. If you go into restaurants now when you're doing food delivery, there are a lot more people out in the restaurants because the restaurants are opening and people want to go out to go have dinner. You're also, on top of that, the restrictions are lifting, and if you're in the north, like I am, I'm in the Midwest. If you're in the north, warm weather has come. So guess what? People are not going to be ordering food as much because they are going out and getting outside of their houses because they've been cooped up all year anyway because the cold weather has kept them in the house. So there are the two main reasons that you're seeing a slowdown. It's a supply and demand thing. The demand is down because people aren't wanting to order as much right now. So let's talk about what you can do and what apps that you should use to get yourself the money that you and your family deserve, and kind of want to break it down for you. The first thing that I want to say is something that I've said in countless videos that I've put out there, which is the food delivery apps that are good in your marketplace really depend on your marketplace. Each marketplace works a little bit different, and the apps that are in your marketplace probably are going to be a little bit different depending on where that is. So what you really need to do, because things are slowing down so much, is if you're not using more than one app, it is almost a necessity when you're coming out here doing food delivery to have more than one app. And the reason this is because some days I come out and Uber Eats is really, really slow, but DoorDash and GrubHub will be hitting. Other days, DoorDash might be slow and Uber Eats is hitting. So my first recommendation to you is going to be get on more than one app so you have a better chance of receiving the orders that you want to take. DoorDash will show you hot zones. Hot zones, I always tell you, don't rely on the hot zones that the apps show you, because this is where the most orders might be coming, but it is not necessarily where the highest dollars are coming in. However, when things are slowing down, you got to go to where the money is, and sometimes you're going to have to go to a hot zone that the app defines just because the rest of the marketplace is really slow. So check your hot zones. I always talk about having your sweet spots, and check those sweet spots to see how they're doing, and if there's nothing going on in them, then head to another sweet spot, head to another hot zone so that you can find a place where the orders are coming in at that particular time. I tell you, I always start on the north side of town because I live north of Fort Wayne, and I gotta tell you, the last probably month, I've noticed that northern hot zone is kind of slowing down on me overall. And what I do is I always start in that hot zone, but if I'm in that hot zone and I have my apps on and I notice that it's not sending anything, I move to my next one, and then I move to my next one. You've got to go in your marketplace where you're going to find the money, and sometimes, it's not going to be the first hot spot that you always go to. So make sure that you're getting multiple hot spots, multiple sweet spots in your marketplace, so if one's not going, that you can go find and get your money in another one. Another thing that you can do is you can adjust the time of day that you're going out. Normally I work from about 9 or 10 in the morning, and I usually get done at about yeah, about 5 o'clock at night. Between 5 and 6 is when I normally work my shift, because this has been a very profitable time for me to be out. However, with the marketplace slowing down, I've actually adjusted my schedule to fit the needs of the people and the people that want to order on the platforms. So I've actually been going out a little bit later. I have been going out about noon, and I've been working till 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, because I find that the evening times, when it gets dark out, people don't really want to go out and get food still. So this is a good time that orders can come in. And I've been testing my marketplace, even working. There was one night I worked till 2 in the morning just to kind of see what was going on in my marketplace at that time. And I made a lot of money during those hours that I wasn't normally working. So when you are working in the food delivery, you might have to adjust your schedule a little bit, and find those peak times and those peak days that I've talked about in other videos, and shift your time around a little bit so that you can find when those orders are coming in that are going to get the money for you and your family that you're looking for. So if you're working, let's say early in the morning till early in the evening, you might have to switch it till late morning or around noon, and then work a little bit later into the evening if that is an option for you. But adjust the times that you're going out there to see if different times are a little bit better for you than the ones that you normally work. The last thing I want to recommend to you is there are other ways to make money doing gig work other than food delivery. You can get on Instacart, you can get on Shipt, you can get on Lyft, you can get on UberX, you can get on Rover, you can get on Fiverr. There are a lot of other ways for you to make money that is not food delivery that can still help you get that $25 to $30 an hour. So start expanding what you're doing. If you're doing the gigs, expand what you're doing by looking into other ways that you can make money doing gig work. Instacart, there's a lot of people that I've heard that really like Instacart once they learn and know how to do it, along with Shipt. And then other people are, I recently heard that Uber drivers, UberX drivers are making $31 an hour is what they're making. So there are other avenues that you can go that's not centered and focused around food delivery. So if you are in a marketplace and you find that it's just slow, look into other types of gig work. Jump on Fiverr if you have a skill, and advertise for free on Fiverr that you have a skill, and they don't make you pay until you actually have an actual order from a customer and the customer pays you. So maybe look at Fiverr, but look at other types of gig work that are not so reliant on people ordering food, if that is an option for you where you live. So that is what I'm going to recommend. Number one, you're going to have to adjust your hotspots. Number two, you're going to have to adjust the time of day and maybe the days of the week that you're working. And number three, look at other options and see what other options you have to earn that money, and to make it so you're not so reliant on the food delivery apps to bring all your income in if you're going through a slow period and you know that you're not getting the money that you want when you go out there. So I hope that you got a lot out of today's video. I know that it's slow out there. Everybody is going through a slow time right now on these food delivery apps. One thing I wanted to let you know and make sure that you keep in mind too is there are going to probably be a lot of drivers out there that are going to slow down and maybe even stop doing food delivery because it's been so slow, and they're not relying on it maybe for their regular income, and they're only doing it because they can. So there's probably going to be some drivers in your marketplace that are going to stop doing food delivery. So basically what I'm saying is work your way through it and get to the other side, and when it picks up again, you're probably going to be going gangbusters, because the demand is going to go up, the amount of drivers out there is not going to be as much, and they're going to go back to traditional jobs. So, ride this out. We have peaks and we have valleys, and right now we're in one of those valleys that happen in every type of business. So just ride out this valley and get through to the other side, so that you can be there when the next peak happens, and you can be there when the money starts rolling in on a regular basis again on the food delivery app. So with that, I'm going to remind you to go down into my description and click on the link to my metric spreadsheet, and go start keeping track of your numbers, so you know exactly what you're doing while you're out here, and you know where you need to improve at. I've had a ton of people already download it. Just go click the link and go get it for yourself. I would also like to ask you to subscribe to my channel, and if you would, I would appreciate it if you would like this video. And finally, if you know anyone at all that can use the information that I provide, feel free to share my content and my channel with others. And with that, I'm going to say thanks.